There's a comment online. I was asleep my whole life till I heard Jesse. Now everything he says matches with my beliefs. Unfortunately, I'm a coward and come from a family full of miserable cowards. It's not a question, but it's a comment.
Yeah, that's a nice comment. But the fact that he recognized he's a coward, he's overcoming it. Or he or she. That's good. Yeah. Most people are cowards. That's why we're losing families. As a matter of fact, most families are screwed up. Have you noticed that? Most families are messed up. I haven't seen a well put together family in years.
This is the person whose whole family is cowards, are cowards. He said, my brother is a weak, pathetic man who chases an abusive girlfriend, chooses to be homeless, and wants everything for free and not work. And he's not right. He says, I'm not writing this to disrespect him.
But what does it have to do with asking God?
No, this is referring to the guy who said that he's a coward and his whole family are cowards.
Right. But I would take my eyes off my family members and just work on myself. Let them go suffer and die.
Thank you.
And just keep your eyes on yourself. The greatest mistake you can make is to look at someone else. Let them go and work out the way they got to go in order to return to the Father. Because some people need to suffer. Some people don't follow consciousness, the mind of God. So they need to go through hell, and hopefully that hell will wake them up. So let your family members suffer. And don't worry about it. If they make it, fine. If they don't, fine. It's not up to you, it's up to God. This is good internet.
Yeah, he's asking, what do I do if every time I tell someone the truth about themselves that can help them change, they quit talking with me in very upfront? I'm very upfront, but it's the truth.
Do nothing. Go your way, because people don't have to accept what you're telling them. They have a right to reject it. They have a right to be angry. Let them go. Forget about them. Don't force it on it. If you notice with God, he doesn't force anything on us. He'll let us end up on Skid Row. He would allow us to end up in the worst situations. He's not going to force you to love him. He's not going to force you to return to him. He won't stop you, so let your family go as well. There's nothing worse than trying to impose the truth upon someone. So leave them alone. Leave people alone. People don't always want to hear it from me either, and I'm okay with that. I'm not mad about it. I understand it, and I let them have their way. You can't force. God doesn't force his love upon anybody. Either you receive it or you don't. If you don't receive it, fine. If you do receive it, fine. That's how he feels about it. Yes?
I think that's a monumentally important point, because I think a lot of us, here learn a lot of things from you, and it sort of becomes like a parrot, telling people that we're running into all these things, and it becomes deep, and it's a really problematic thing, and it's not God's love.
Nope.
When you're acting like that, and you feel disappointed in people because they're not listening to what you're saying and all that, and what you have to do is, like what you're saying, is look at yourself and go, why do I feel like this about this person? Because they're not listening to me. What will is coming across in me? Because if you look at that, you will realize that it's your will. This is all about.
All ego.
It has nothing to do with the truth.
Just think about that. That's such a good point. The truth is not yours. It's a gift from God working through you. And so you take his truth and you offer it to someone else, and they don't accept it, and you get mad. That says something wrong with you. That says you don't really believe in God. Because if you believed in God, there's no way on earth or in heaven you would get mad at someone because they don't accept the truth from you. That's all ego. It says that you don't know what you're talking about, and that you lack love. You don't have love. But that's a very good point. And you have a lot of Christians and Muslims and I don't know if the Jews do it. And what else we have out there? And those people that come by on Saturday. No, not the Mormon. Jehovah's Witness. They come by, they just ring the doorbell and wake you up, and then they want to force you to take this stuff they got. That's not of God. Really, it's not of God. God is not going to force you to receive salvation. He's not going to force you to receive love. And why should I? When people don't like the truth from me, they don't want to hear it, I'm totally fine. Fine. Go and die. Because that's what's going to happen. Unless you wake up somewhere down the road, of course. But I don't have a right to be mad at someone because they don't want to hear the truth. I hear a lot of Christians, especially those who quote the Bible. 1 John said, and then you say, well, I don't want to hear about 1 John. You just hate the truth. And then they go to 2 John. They still won't just leave you alone. Leave me alone. Let me do what I got to do. God doesn't force it. He never forced the truth on you. And on the way down the road, he'll kind of remind you what kind of, hey, you're making a mistake here. You better watch it. But if you ignore that, he'll let you jump into the ocean and kill yourself. He's not going to force love on you. Either you love him freely or you don't love him at all. It's just that simple. Isn't that nice to be that way? Yeah, I feel like it's nice. It feels nice to me.